I feel like being a late bloomer is possibly like the best thing for you. I feel like it's a blessing. And everyone is so ready to finish life and get life over with so young. Like, people want to lose their virginities at a young age or as soon as possible. People want to have kids as soon as possible because, like, the biological clock, and so they're not super old and they have a toddler. Or, like, people want to get married earlier and young because they feel like that all the good ones are going to be gone by the time you're 30. Everyone wants to find their career in their early 20s or in their teenage years so they can know what to do and know where to go. Like, what the fuck? Everyone wants to get life over with so fast, and I just don't get that. Like, and I feel like us late bloomers know something that everyone else doesn't. And I feel like that we know that, well, I don't feel like I know what we know, to be honest. But I know that early on we learned that instant gratification is not a thing for us, that we absolutely have to see consistency all the way through. That's for everybody, but we especially learned that. We learn to surrender to time. Like, I mapped up my entire life on a fucking, was it like a whiteboard or a billboard? I don't know. I mapped as a dream board. Okay, I mapped out my entire life on a fucking dream board when I was 17 or 16. I don't know. But I was in high school. I had it down that I wanted to go to this school for psychology. I wanted to like have my own like fashion blog. I wanted to have my own like magazine company. I wanted to write a book on um, the like psychological trauma that African Americans inherited from our ancestors. Bro, I had I even had it mapped out when I wanted to go get my PhD. Like, oh my gosh, dude, I mapped out my entire life, and I don't want anything that's on that dream board anymore. I want one thing, just to have like my own magazine company, or just to be like a journalist in general. But it's so crazy. Like, life is what happens when you're busy making plans. When I first heard that line in Beautiful Boy, I was like, damn. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Because it really sets in stone, like, life is going to happen regardless. And I say all this to say that people rush to get their lives over with and to rush to the good parts. And they try to rush to have their shit together. And they're just like in a rush for everything to be perfect and to be all right. And it's like, what are you gonna do if it doesn't work out that way? And I feel like that's the thing that us late bloomers know that they don't know. We know that shit doesn't work out. Do you know there's so many times where I've planned something and it didn't work out at all? That happens all the fucking time to me, actually. It happens more than it should because I don't follow my intuition. But late bloomers, we know that shit isn't going to go according to plan. And we don't come up with a plan B. We just prepare ourselves to endure another try. To endure in faith. Like, late bloomers truly surrender to faith and time. Like, we know that we're going to be good. We know that what we're doing is going to pay off, and we know that wherever we're going, we know that we're going somewhere good, I guess. But like, whenever I see people that just freak the fuck out when things aren't going to according to plan. You created this plan when you were like 16, babes, at a career fair. Of course, shit wasn't gonna go up according to plan. You're not the same person that you were when you were 16. You're not the same person that you were last year. You're not the same person that you were yesterday. And I feel like when people plan out their life so early and they make such like these like big decisions and they map out these milestones, I feel like you have to be a bit not gonna say that. but for people that do this, it's like they just don't accept, they don't plan on changing. Like, you're not planning for the future, you plan on not changing, you plan on staying the same. Like, it's good to prepare for the future, but don't worry about all the details. I started listening I started listening to Esther Hicks last summer because I was in such a tough spot, and for the first time in my life I absolutely didn't have any faith. And I've never been in that place before. And I was like, what can I do to like try to reinstore this faith or just whatever? And I started watching her videos. People on TikTok kept talking about her. And I was like, who is Esther Hicks? But moving on. When she talks about like manifesting and getting into the vortex, she says that when you're manifesting or when you're getting into the vortex, you don't worry about the details. You focus on the feeling. And I feel like everyone needs to hear that. And I feel like that's something that us late bloomers understand and we have an innate understanding of. That we come to this life knowing that we don't need to know the details to know that we're going to be all right. Ever since I shifted my perspective to knowing the details, to knowing the feeling, it's been great. I don't know where I'm going to be in 10 years. I don't know where I'm going to be, the kind of person I'm going to be, what I'm going to look like, but I do know I'm going to feel safe. I'm going to feel stable. I'm going to feel immensely proud. I'm going to feel humble. And I'm going to feel incredibly ambitious because the older I get, the more hungry or the more inspired I get to just like make shit happen for me. I don't know what my purpose is on this earth. I do know communication is part of it. I do know my words is part of my purpose. Whatever I do with these words, I don't know. But I just feel like something important lies there. And I'm just anticipating that moment. I'm just waiting. And as I'm waiting, I'm just taking all the experiences as they come and accepting that these experiences are preparation. So if you're a fellow late bloomer, don't be so hard on yourself. You're not missing out on anything. You don't have your own apartment and you're 19. You don't have a car and you're 17. You don't have a fucking job right now. You don't have any friends. You aren't in school. I don't know why I'm laughing. But like, you're a clean slate. Or not even a clean slate, but you have so much opportunity to build. So don't fret about being a late bloomer and thinking that you have this window and you're on a deadline. You're not, okay? You don't have all the time in the world, but yeah, I didn't know what to say after that. I don't have a car. I'm 20. I just now got 2 jobs. I spent the entire semester doing online school instead of being on campus. Shit, I don't have shit. All I have is my damn faith. All I have is my faith, my ego. What else do I have? The audacity. And I have dreams. I don't know. This is just something that you can just laugh about. Like, yeah, it's cold and I'm not dressed for the proper attire, so I'm gonna go.